Hello, hello. I hope you can hear. Oops. I hope you can hear me all right. Okay, welcome. Hey, everyone. Yeah, welcome to my very own tutorial of your B1 test. It's called DTZ test for B1. Yeah, and this is all about how to prepare for this test because if I can do it, so can you. So my name is Eden, and I have like a short, like a presentation slide for me. In case this is new, like I'm new to you, yeah. In case you're seeing me for the first time, I'm just gonna, just say it's gonna be a short introduction about who I am, why you should listen to me, etc., etc. I'm actually recording this for my classes, my two classes who are scheduled to take their test in 2 or 3 weeks time. Yeah, no, 3 4 weeks time. Yeah, we still have enough time. And wait a minute, I'm just checking my light. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. I'm filming. It's almost 8 p.m. And I want to make sure that you can see me. Okay. So I'm rushing this because I'm doing it for them. I've explained it already in class, but I feel like there are some things that you have to just hear more than once. So I'm filming myself for the first time. I've been doing this Prüfungsvorbereitung for like the past 5 years, but it's only now that I've actually thought of filming myself just so I can record it for my classes. Okay. So, yeah, just a little tip for you. I'm also uploading it in YouTube. So you're probably in YouTube when you're seeing this. I just want to make call your attention to this like arrow. I hope you can see it. It's like, pointing to one button. And I want you to click on that. If you want to speed up or slow down the tempo of this whole video. Yeah. So I'm trying to talk in my normal tempo. Sometimes when I get excited, I can speed up a little bit. And sometimes maybe when I'm, what do you call that? Looking for English words, then maybe I'm talking a little bit extra slow because I haven't spoken in English for so long. So, and I'm really doing this for my other German learners also, which are not part of my classes. So, bear with me. In the meantime, this button is there so you can speed me up or slow me down, or even I mean the video. You cannot slow me down, but you can adjust the speed of this whole video according to what fits you best. And then you can also change the settings to your language. Yeah. I feel like for important things like this, like for such tests, I think it's different. It's if you also hear it in your own mother tongue. Yeah. So feel free to play with that button there. And of course, if you're an English speaker, tada, you don't have to do anything. Yeah. Maybe just adjust the settings if you want to speed it up or slow it down. I also want to say that I'm not sure like how good the translation is. So if you see that it's translated to Spanish, for example, and it's not perfect, bear with me. It's not my doing, but the point is that you just at least have an idea what it's all about. And of course, no technology, no person is perfect. So, but just get the essence of what I'm trying to say or give you, the advice I'm gonna give you in this video. Okay, so I have like 5 to 7 nationalities in my classes, so this is really for them. Yeah, and I'm trying to like hit two birds with one stone because eventually, for all my other private students who I teach in English, then you might want to also eventually take your B1 test. So this is perfect for you. Okay, and of course, for the whole YouTube universe there, I looked at some B1. I searched for a B1 test, and it's actually I haven't seen any dated set like explanation in English. A lot of them are in German, of course, because eventually you have to be able to understand it already in German. I just wanna, explain it in English because first I miss English, speaking in English, and also because I feel like it's just different if you just hear it in your mother tongue. So because it's a free world here in YouTube, why not coconut? Okay, so that's it. Play with that button. And then, yeah, if you want to do a refresher course on the, just to go back to some grammar, but this time in a kind of a simplified manner, I had some friends, um, um, like I had some friends ask me, or some friends asked me for help because they like some foundations, or like some like basics were not so clear with them. So if you want to get a replay of that, then I'm gonna watch until the end of the video, and I'm gonna show you where you can have a copy of that. Okay, so let's go. Okay, I'm just here like five. It's not a very long presentation, or like it's a very short video. I'm trying to keep it short. Okay, so here's today's agenda. Yeah, I have an overview. I'm defining B1 for you, and then we're going to look at the parts of the test, and then the speaking part is an extra part. And then I'm going to give you free resources, which you can, yeah, just avail of for free. Okay, just for your own purposes. Yeah, so you can practice on your own and practice as often as you want so that you can get it perfect. If not perfect, at least you can pass the test. Okay, so here we are. My name is Eden, and I'm an hello again, and I'm a non-native speaker. That's my badge of honor. I'm very proud of this information because I just want to tell you that I know exactly what's going on in your head, because I was you. I was you like 12 years ago. Okay. I was sitting in your seat, and then I was also the same person who had 1,000 questions. So I know exactly um how isolating it can be, how frustrating it can be to sit and not understand and not be understood. So I had a mix of like teachers from my home country, and then I went to Germany for my A2 class. And then my teacher, I thought that, she would speak in English like I had it at home, but she came from China. Yeah. And she was just speaking German. And I was like, so I couldn't understand her. But then because I couldn't understand her, I was forced to understand her. But having, you know, still it was hard. Yeah, I you have these little pockets of silences, this just faces, or like certain moments when you're just completely lost, and I know that feeling. So I'm trying to, that's why I'm here, I'm recording it in English, and hopefully with the help of technology you can also hear it in your own mother tongue, just so you know you can you know what to expect, you know what's about to happen, and you can prepare for it. Okay, so yeah, so I was that, and then I've always dreamed of learning another language, and then I met my boyfriend, who's now my husband. Yeah, and I also wanted to study here. So like 10 years, 12 years ago, I came here and I studied in information and communication science. That was my master's studium. Yeah, that's what it was called, and that qualified me to become an integration teacher. An integration teacher is no different from a regular German teacher. It's just that we have the extra task of integrating people into the society. Yeah. So I do a lot of excursions, and I try to give as much as like everyday examples to my students, because I feel like, especially, if we're living here, you have to know how you can kind of navigate the German jungle. Yeah, that's what I call it, the German jungle. Okay. And eventually, when I became a teacher, I wanted to know, like, how can I ensure that my students would pass the test? So I did a Weiterbildung. It's called the Weiterbildung. And I became a Telk-Prüferin. First, it was B1. And then after a year, I took B2, because I also kind of I did another Weiterbildung for B2. And in between, I also was a social worker, because in 2015, there was this, or 2016, there was a rush of, migration. We had a lot of refugees from Syria because of, the war that's happening there. And then now we have the Ukraine. Ukraine situation, and I also heard there's like a Bürgerkrieg in there's another war in internal war in Sudan. Yeah. So anyway, because of all these qualifications, I'm officially in level C2. So there. So maybe it makes sense to listen to me. Okay. So let's go. Let's go. So let me start with by defining what level B1 means. Yeah, what does B1 mean actually? Yeah, was bedeutet B1 eigentlich? And in my courses, my classes, yeah, they know this. I always say B1 bedeutet Alltagssprache. And just in case you need to hear it again, yeah, or in case it's not clear, was bedeutet Alltagssprache? Alltagssprache bedeutet, ja, Kommunikation im Alltag. Everything that has to do with your daily life. Yeah, that means how you normally, like when you get up, yeah, what you do after you get up, like you bring the kids to school, do you have breakfast, etc., then you go shopping, do you have appointments, yeah? And then Alltagssprache, that also means always, getting in touch with some friends and being able to express yourself. Yeah, this is very important. How do you express yourself? And of course, especially in my classes, like you have most of the students who sit in my class, they have had they've worked before, so you have like you've worked before. Yeah, you've worked before, or you're looking for a job. Yeah, and that's always key. Like having a job means a lot of independence for us, yeah, financially, and also that we can just kind of have our own life back, or you know like continue from our life in our heimat and bring it here. So that's very important. And for the younger people, we have an Ausbildung, and also what to do after Weiterbildung. So, and then we have banks and insurances, and then hobbies, shopping, and how do you use the media? Like 10 years ago when I took my test, or it was not so important, like social media, because we didn't really have social media before, 12 years ago rather. But now we have a lot of social media, we have a lot of Instagram, Facebook. So it's like it's now part of your everyday life. Yeah, so that's part of the Alltagssprache. And of course, we have your living situation, your neighbors, and of course, transportation. Yeah, like going from your house to school, going from house to the supermarket, to the post, to the amt, or to the to another city, or going to your friend. Okay, so this is really what Alltagssprache is all about, and these are just some of the. This is how um, like the test centers organize, or the test itself organizes like what they're trying to test. Okay, so it's all about daily communication. So if you're not yet able to kind of just speak about your day, yeah, what you did, what you're about to do, then you have still the chance to what do you call, to practice that. Yeah, because it's really about your whatever you're doing now. So just make a list again of what you're doing and try to speak about it. Yeah, try to talk about your children if you have children, or if not, talk about yourself. What do you like to do? What did you do in the past, and what do you like to do, and what's your plan for the future? Okay, later on I'm going to give you tips on how you can talk more about your daily life. So now that brings us to, now that we've defined B1, I just want to just review it again. What does B2 mean and what C1 means? So B2 bedeutet Berufssprache. Yeah? B2 is really the level that you need if you want to do an Ausbildung here or a Weiterbildung here. Normally that's enough, because then all the Fachbegriffe, all the words that are relevant into the field that you're working, you'll be working at, will be tackled here. Like if you're in the office, how do you say things like to fax, yeah, or to send a package, or to compose an email. And C1, C1 bedeutet akademische Sprache. So akademische Sprache, yeah. C1 is all about Like if you want to take up your masters, I think, like I was required to take my, when I took my masters, I was required to do a B2 test, but it's not the same test. It's like a little bit harder. And then when you finish that, or when I finished that, I automatically had a C1 level. Yeah. And then so if I wanted to, for example, work at the university, then I this is what they would require. Yeah. So now you have an idea what this B1, B2, and C1 means. And yes, there's no D1. Although I joke that there should be a D1, because there's like, even if even when I had my C1 level, still I couldn't understand a lot of things, because so many people were also speaking in dialects, and they were speaking in Umgang Sprache, they had their own colloquial terms, which every language has. So I felt like that should be another course again, to actually look into yeah, like D1, D2, and this is more the intercultural stuff, like communication, like body languages, and regional language, which is very different, from, it depends where you are. Okay, but that's not our goal. Our goal is just to make you fit for B1. So let me go to the next slide. Okay, I want to just I thought that I should start with the most common mistakes that I encounter in German class. Yeah, and these are just the top five. It's the use, or the incorrect use, using the incorrect article, confusing the cases, from accusative to dative to genitive, or having the incorrect sentence structure, and even having the incorrect pronunciation, or saying something um, like not clearly, and making use of the past perfect. Yeah. And of these five, the last two are actually the things, these are mistakes that ideally you should not be doing for the test. Okay, so like the article, I mean, the test is not about the article. It's not about a table. It's not a fill in the blanks kind of test, which we're so used to when we do our Hausaufgaben. Okay, and so that's why I always say, we correct the Hausaufgaben, but just so you know, because we get trained every day to do the Hausaufgaben, but really it's not the test, okay? The test is a lot more fluid, or more, what do you call that, more natural. It's more intuitive, and it's not anymore like having, filling out the blanks, because that's not what language learning is all about. Okay, so I just wanted to show you something important, very, very important. Okay, these these are the three, like, parts of the test. You have hören und lesen, ja, schreiben und dann sprechen. And the Fall 1, Fall 2, Fall 3, these are just the different combinations that, like, a student can fall into, yeah? So if you're all, like, if you're a good student, if you're a good, like, if you came prepared for the class or for the test, then the ideal scenario would be you would hit a level B1 in all of these three competencies, yeah, of these three skills. These four skills are called Fertigkeiten. I should have written it down, yeah. Fertigkeiten, I always translate it to competencies, like language competencies, that is generally used to kind of, that's a criteria for judging, so to speak, okay? So there are different combinations you can, for example, maybe your Schreiben is not so good, so you can be A2, and maybe your Hören and Lesen is not so good, so you can be an A2. And as long as you have two B1s, you would be fine. But, for speaking, there's no compromise. Yeah. So for the speaking part, you have to hit the B1 part. And that means, yeah, like you really have to talk. You have to talk a lot, okay? And that's a lot of dialogue and a lot of conversation. So I always say in class, talk every day in German, just even the little stuff, yeah? try to do it. And we still have 3 weeks. I'm talking now to my two classes. Yeah, the first group has, or yeah, has 3 to 4 weeks, and the other group has even like 5 6 weeks. So that's more than enough time to get a speaking, people. Okay, so speak up, ASAP, ASAP, as soon as possible. Okay, if you want to, I thought this would be part of the last slide anyway. It's already here. So this is like if you want to review and just kind of study on your own. I like it when you do self-studium. Then go to Google, our a very good old friend Google, and type in the word gust. Yeah, G.A.S.T test. Okay, we used to be the it used to be from telc, yeah, but early this year we moved from telc to gast. Okay, but there's not a lot of changes, so don't worry. You can also type in a telc DTZ test, and it would still be, the content would still be the same. So don't you worry. But officially, like the tests are being conducted by GUST. Okay, so here again is what I actually translated for you. Yeah. So it's a lot about Handlungsfelder are like just the themes that like the test would test you on. Okay. And like I said, it's about your everyday life. And that's mean you go a lot to the institutions here in Germany. You have the Job Center, Arbeitsamt, you have the Sozialamt, you have the Gesundheitsamt, so many Ämter here. The Ausländerbehörde, for example, the um, if you have a new, if you moved, switched houses or apartments. So, like these are the things that I already talked about, I translated. And then what's important is also the right side. If you look at the right side, you don't need to understand all of these things, but maybe you should. I mean, I translated it in the first slide, but really, like this second part, the right side of the video, it's all about here. Umgang mit der Migrationssituation is like, how do you deal with the fact that you've moved to another country because, for example, there was something happening in your home country. Like I have a lot of people who's sitting in my German course, and it's because of, they didn't want to move. You did not want to move, yeah. You had to move. So of course, and how do you express yourself as far as that is concerned? You're sad, you're tired, you're frustrated, you're lonely, and it doesn't matter what you can feel. Every emotion is allowed. It's allowed, but are you able to express yourself? That is the that's a very important component. Are you able to express yourself with whatever you're feeling? As far as day-to-day conversations and situations are concerned. Okay, so let's have a look. This is like a screenshot of how long Hören is. So everything, like the test is starting with the listening part, and you have like 25 minutes in total. You have four parts within the listening test, yeah. And so you see here four parts, and on the right side you see you have a total of 25 minutes, and it's all multiple choice. Okay, for the parts, sorry, parts 1 to 3, you have multiple choice questions, so ABC, and we practice it all the time. Even if you did not understand anything, I mean, not a lot, you would still be able to at least have a feeling about what it's about. Yeah. So don't worry about this. Having said that, I suggest that you listen to all your previous books and just go to the apps again. They have a lot of, you have the apps to listen to all the audio exercises that we had. So you have, if you want to, just listen to it again and again. Okay, number 4, part 4 is a little bit hard, but I always say these are just 3 questions, yeah. And if you don't get them wrong, then it's fine. You would still pass the test. Yeah. So it is, this is the reason why you have to try to score as much in the easier rounds, because there are like these, areas where it's just hard to find out what the answer is. So, then you can leave it and just guess. Yeah. And by the way, that is my first, very first tip. If you have no idea what the answer is, don't leave the question blank. Okay, you will play lotto. And by lotto I mean you make an educated guess. Okay, out of three questions there's always one which is definitely not like not even fitting the question. So you can take that out, and that leaves you with a 50-50 chance of, of getting the answer or the problem correctly answered. So don't give that 50% or that 30% chance away. Okay, play lotto. Okay, so yeah, and a lot of people are asking me how many times it would be heard. So during the test before, I think like there was one part you could like, we were able to, I think, listen to a text twice, but now it's different. Or it's, let's not focus on the past anymore. The point is, like here I highlighted it again, alle Texte werden einmal gehört. Okay, just only once we will hear the listening, the hearing test, only once. Okay, but don't worry, you would be given time to read actually the questions, so that you don't spend the time, listening and and listening and reading. Okay, you will be given the time to read it. So use that time. Don't kind of just, go into fantasy land and just disappear from the class. You have to be very, very focused and concentrated while you're doing the test, because like you just have once it will just be played once. Okay, that's the most important part as far as hearing is listening is concerned. And then lesen, here again it's 45 minutes. So after the hearing part, you have the 45 minutes text comprehension. You have four parts. I hope you can see it. Yeah, like five parts. Sorry, here on the left side, five parts. And again, it's multiple choice. And here you have more or less enough time actually to answer it. And I always say that before reading a text, my second tip now is to first read the questions you have to answer. Yeah. So you normally have a text, like this is one page. On the upper portion is the text. Yeah. And like you have two questions, if I'm not mistaken, about the text that you just read. Okay, since you won't have time to read all the text and you wouldn't understand it anyway, like 100% of it, it doesn't make sense to read the text. I'd rather you spend time reading first the questions. Yeah, and then whatever you see in the question, look for that, trace it back to the text, and then that would at least give you an idea where the answer is. Okay, and then that will buy you more time, and it's also more like a smarter way of going about answering the question. Okay, so here, Anforderungen are just like, what do they require from you? Yeah, what do they want? What does the test want out of you? Okay, and it's really about selectives Lesen. It's the ability, the text or this portion of the test would want to test you about if you can like kind of filter out or take out the important information in something. Normally you would get a letter, yeah, or a text, or an email from somebody, and are you able to find out what it is about even if you don't understand everything? So do you know what it is about, like worum geht es? Or if it's like, I don't know, if you have a child in the kindergarten, like, is there a Termin? Yeah, is the job center or is the Arbeitsamt or is the Ausländerbehörde inviting you to see them? Is it an appointment? Or are you being asked to pay something, like, for example, German course or food for your children in school, und so weiter. Yeah, that's what they just want to test you. The text wants to test you about if you are able to kind of filter out the important information. And now we come to the, like, the last part. We still have writing, but I feel like writing, um there are other videos already to writing. I'm gonna, like, choose like my top two. I've seen some videos and I don't really want to repeat them. I have some. I've seen some very good videos about writing, and we're practicing it actually enough in class. Having said that, let me know if you want me to do also, writing in English. Then I can film an extra one for you. Having said that, I would like now to I would rather give you just alternative videos. I don't want to um, repeat something that I feel is already kind of tackled out there. Having said that, of course, now that I say it, I realized I haven't really seen someone explain in English. Yeah. So if you feel like you need to hear it in English, how to write an email or how to write a letter in German, then let me know, then I can work on that. I really want to go straight to the mündliche Prüfung, the speaking part, because this is really, I think, key of all the tests. This is the one you have to pass. And here, if your goal is B1, then you have to pass like all of this. Yeah, like there are three parts to this. Like how would you say it? The speaking part. Yeah, there are three parts to it, and it's 16 minutes. That means, like, you would have two partners. Oops, yeah. That's you, and you have a partner. And normally you can choose it in class. If not, you just have someone else. It doesn't really matter who it will be, because at this point you should be able to speak, like on about your daily day-to-day life. Yeah, so tile eins is the easiest because you can prepare this at home. So I recommend that you already write something about yourself, like just talk about yourself, like maybe some important information about um, yeah, about your about yourself. Okay, and normally this is like Name, yeah, Herkunftsland, where you come from, Heimatland, Berufserfahrung, Sprachen, what languages do you speak, what did you do, like what did you learn, and then hobbies, yeah, hobbies, and what are your plans for the future. The harder part is really the um, Teil 2, B und 3. Yeah, because part two is about you will see a picture and then you will be asked to talk about your experience with the picture. So, for example, in class we had a picture of a girl, like choosing pants. Yeah, in a obviously in a shopping, in a store. Yeah, so you can describe it, and that's like being able to just describe someone, because this is also very important. Yeah, like what kind of hair color does she have, like maybe how old is she, where is she, that's important. And then what's more important now is like what is she doing. Yeah, you can say she's picking a pair of pants. Yeah, and then you would talk about um and then actually here, Teil 2b, it's a Nachfrage. That means whatever you describe on the picture, the Prüferin, you will have two Prüferin, and the other one will be the one talking to you. The other one will be just concentrating on test, or writing the scores. So there's just one Prüferin who will be talking to you, and this person will be reacting with you. Okay, and this is the part that you can never prepare for. I mean, you can prepare for the context, which is why in class I always try to give different situations. Yeah, so it can be shopping. Again, it's all about your day-to-day life, and the test is even so nice and kind because they're actually taking only the easier parts. Yeah, they're never gonna ask you. At least I've never encountered in my 5 years of experience. I've never encountered that you would be asked about your bank, yeah, or about your money or about your insurance. So those topics require like special words, and I've never encountered it. So it's really just about day to day experiences, like when do you meet your friends for coffee, how often do you meet, concerts, and a lot of transfer, lot of stuff about transportation, like do you prefer riding the bike, taking your car, going with the bus, going with the train. And they like, and we like, because I'm also a proofreading, we like asking you about, it's also part of our like we have our like our cheat sheet. And we're encouraged to ask about your home country, like to compare it with your home country. Yeah, because it's always like interculturally interesting how it is in your country and how it is in Germany. So there's a lot of superlative, comparative. Yeah, in meine Heimat ist es so. Yeah, and we have a lot of Redemittel for that. So my courses, like my classes, have this copy of the Redemittel. I hope you have it also. If not, ask it from your teacher. If not, let me know. I can also post something here. Yeah. Okay. And I highlighted it here. Reagieren, reagieren, reagieren. That means if your partner is saying, so I think it's good if we bake a cake. If we bake a cake and like it's normally a birthday party. It's normally a party because like every day, we have a lot of parties. We celebrate life with different kinds of parties. Either your child is having a party, you're having a party, your neighbor's having a party, or in work. So how do you plan such a thing? Yeah. And how do you like react, like somebody like your partner saying, so that's it, let's bake a cake, and then let's make, have a picnic. Huh. Yeah, yeah, that's a great idea. Why not? And we could also do this. Yeah. So that's the ideal conversation that we would have. And if you would notice, it's actually very, very similar to how you would organize your everyday life in your own mother tongue. Okay, so this is an overview first. I took longer than I wanted to. I took longer than I had planned. So I'm gonna cut it short now, and I hope this helps you. And you can feel free to adjust the tempo. And yeah, I'm gonna try to record another video so we can go over the actual kind of tests. Okay, bye bye. Hope this helps, and I wish you a lot of luck. Viel Erfolg. Tschüss.